It's funny. Modern feminism built a generation of women who think independence equals correctness, while being completely detached from how relationships actually work. And that's exactly what you're about to see. Contradictions, selective logic, and a total disconnect from reality.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good, thanks. Okay, throughout this whole night, you've kind of been saying a lot of things about modern women and
Yes.
how, like, I think you referenced something, how you were talking to someone and women now are changed from the way they were before. Do you know why that is?
Why women are no longer the way that they used to be?
Yeah, like, in what way have they changed and why have they changed?
Oh, okay. I mean, feminism is the main reason.
Why is there feminism? What thing are they having to go against that is causing them to want to make a change?
And here's where the mythology of patriarchy shows up. Whenever they ask, what are women rebelling against? Notice they never list any real oppressive laws. They ignore the fact that in the West today, women have more legal privileges, protections, and financial safety nets than men. Instead, they blame a vague, invisible enemy called the patriarchy, a convenient scapegoat that explains everything while proving nothing.
Well, what they try to rebel against is this, patriarchy that they complain about. But yeah, I mean, basically what we have now is like women have, bought into the feminism mantra of, get a career, make money, put family on the back end. Being a mom and a wife isn't really respected. It's, kind of actually, if anything, made fun of and shamed.
Well, I don't think it's not respected. I just think women are going against the idea that they need to be givers. I mean, do you think the only role of a woman is to be a giver?
Yeah.
And now she tries to set him up, turning a nuanced argument into a cartoonish caricature. It's a textbook straw man. Define the other person's position in the dumbest possible way so you can look smart attacking it.
Okay, and so let me ask you this. Do you think human beings need to give
It's the least
and take?
you guys can do.
Do you think human beings need to give and take in order to survive?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then you don't think women are human. If a woman is supposed to be a giver, you're expecting women to not give and take, so you're thereby dehumanizing women with that statement.
Well,
There it is, the emotional nuclear weapon. Instead of addressing the mating strategies Myron is talking about, she jumps straight to, you're dehumanizing women. This is what people do when they have no real argument. They can't win with logic, so they try to morally shame you out of the conversation. And her reasoning is hilariously broken. If women give more than they take, therefore you think they aren't human. That is a non sequitur so large it needs its own postal code.
problem is that women tend to take, and then almost never give. Women, by definition, are value extractors. Your entire mating process, your entire mating strategy is an extraction process.
Right, but for women, if they're
See how she could gloss over that?
Sorry, what?
No, because I said the female dating strategy, the female mating strategy is literally an extractionary one at that. So women are literally designed to extract value from men. This is why you guys look for partners that are superior to you in every way. This is what hypergamy is.
Right, but women are designed to extract value, and when men aren't providing any value, that's why women are then changing. That's why women are becoming modern in a sense and not giving men exactly what they need because they have their own ambitions.
Now she contradicts her own worldview. If men supposedly don't provide value, why do women still demand providers? Why are height, income, status, and dominance the top filters on dating apps? Why do fewer men ever qualify for them? The uncomfortable truth she won't touch is that women increase their standards without increasing their relational value. Just like inflation in the price of a product with no improvement in quality.
Well, that's fine. You can go ahead and have your own ambitions, right?
Right.
I don't.
But I can't because you say my only role is to be a giver, right? So I can't have ambitions.
No. Women have ambitions and they're acting upon it, but we don't tell them the truth. Like what I think is, because I get it that we live in an inflationary world where things are expensive and everything else like that.
Right.
But what we need to do is be honest with women and tell them basically this. If you're going to pursue having a career, making a lot of money, and putting a family on the back end, don't be surprised when your ideal guy doesn't want you back in return, because the things that women look for in a man are not necessarily what men look for in a woman. A woman wants security, provisioning, a career, leadership, competency. We don't care about any of that. So when women are going to school and making money and increasing their status, you're not really doing anything to make yourself more appealable for a male partner.
Right, but you think women are going to school because they're trying to become educated so that they can do these things and not have to put up with only being givers? The reason women are going to school is so that they now know that they can do better than marry a man that only wants a woman to provide for him. And when you talk about these men not being able to find these women, you have a ton of men coming up here saying that they can't find a girl. I think the roles are reversed. based on this debate. So you're kind of going back on what you said about
No,
who's
the reason
looking for
why
who.
the reason why women can't find a guy is because your guys' standards are too damn high.
Right, but I don't think women are looking for guys because the
No, they
standards
are.
are high.
They are. The
I
problem is that they don't
I'm
qualify.
personally not.
You're
And
not
like-
looking for a guy?
No.
Okay.
Because right now, I'm not looking. I'm following my career. I'm doing what I want to do because I think right now the norms have changed. As you've said, women have changed and there are modern women because we realize that we want to be more than givers. I want to be a giver and a taker because I am a human being the same way that you are a human being.
Yeah, that's fine.
Here's the real issue. Most modern women follow the focus on myself first script, but when they return to the dating market later, their leverage has declined because they spent 10 years developing things men don't actually select for: careers, degrees, independence, travel, and self-exploration. It's like training to be the best violinist in the world when the job opening is for a surgeon. You invested in the wrong currency. Men tell women exactly what they want: femininity, loyalty, youth, kindness, stability, low drama, cooperation, a fit body, and respect. But instead of giving what's in demand, many women insist, "I'll give you what I think you should want." And if men don't want it, they're labeled insecure, intimidated, or misogynistic. That's the whole dysfunction. You can't blame the market for rejecting a product it never asked for. It's not oppression, it's not patriarchy, and it's not male fragility. It's basic supply and demand, and they refuse to listen to the demand side.
You can go ahead and be your giver or taker or whatever you call it, but what
A
I'm saying
human,
is
that's
that
what I call it.
What I'm saying is
Yeah.
you're taking your prime years and you're putting it
Explain
towards
prime years for me really quick.
a
What do you
woman's
mean by
prime
that?
years are between 18 to 24 or 25.
No, I don't need the ages. I just mean, what do you define as a prime year?
That's her prime years.
When they can fertilize, is that
When they're at their highest beauty and most highest fertility, yes, that is
Okay.
a woman's prime.
Okay.
So cool. If women want to go ahead and pursue that, I think we just need to educate them, like I said before.
But they are educating themselves, and you have a problem with that.
They're not. That's precisely the problem, is that they think that they can go ahead and pursue the career, make all this money, get their status up, and then there's going to be Prince Charming waiting at the end. And I'm telling them that Prince Charming probably isn't going to be waiting there at the end, and you're going to have to settle for a guy that is at your level, if not worse, because you've pretty much priced yourself outside of the sexual marketplace.
What do you define as Prince Charming? A guy who respects a woman and sees them as
Well-
human, or a guy who
Okay,
doesn't?
well, what women typically are looking for is a guy that's over 6 foot tall, making 6 figures a year, treats them nice, loves dogs,
I
is
don't think
handsome,
that's-
but at
I
the
don't
same
think
time
that's
can tell them to shut up and that they're stupid and is an asshole. Like
they are looking for that? Sorry, I interrupted you. I didn't
They're
hear.
looking for all of that in one guy a lot of the times, yes.
A guy that tells them to shut up?
That can tell them to shut up, yes, an asshole.
Okay, so
Women are aroused by men that have the capability of standing
and
up
I
to
think
them.
you're just making blanket statements because I think women are attracted to men that don't view them only as objects and view them as givers. My Prince Charming personally is a guy who respects that I am human and respects that I have the same ambitions that any other guy or woman can have.
It's kind
so
of
you're
interesting.
generalizing it and you're making women out to be the villain.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
not making men out to be the villain.
Claiming she's not making men the villain is laughable at this point. The entire debate has been built around the idea that men are value extractors. Men are deficient, flawed, or inadequate in ways that disadvantage women. Yet now she wants to act morally neutral while still demanding perfection from men on every conceivable metric. That's the highest form of hypocrisy. And let's be real, when women land a man like the one she idealizes, they rarely respect him. They belittle him, emasculate him, and take him for granted. You're setting yourself up to be a fool if that's what you're striving to become.
I'm
Well,
not.
Here's the thing. I find it interesting when women say this, like, "Oh no, I just want a guy that's like going to respect my blah blah blah."
Yeah.
If I take what women say they're attracted to, and I look at the last 10 guys it's going to be completely opposite. Like what women say they're attracted to versus what they're actually attracted to are two different things. Which is why, again, I don't listen to what women say, because what you guys are aroused by literally is the complete opposite of what you
is a
guys say
man aroused
publicly.
by?
Huh?
What is a man aroused by? Because you're
Well, we're
saying
pretty
all
honest
these
about
things
it.
about
We-
these women sleeping with
We
guys,
want
but
big,
then turn it
nice
back
ass,
on you.
doesn't talk too much, right? Like we're pretty simple about it. But women will sit there and say, "I want a nice guy that's going to treat me well," but then you guys go bad boy that tells you.
Right,
So
but that's not true because you're just
That's not true?
generalizing. You're taking multiple types of women. I
why,
don't agree
why
with
is the phrase
many
"nice
women.
guys finish last" such a thing?
Like, what are you
Why
even-
do a minority of the men on campus, majority of the girls? Why do the athletes and the frat boys majority of the girls, even though they're assholes.
All you're doing is generalizing and saying these
The
things
world
that
works
some
on
women
generalities.
say and some don't. I
The
haven't
world
said
works,
those things.
Okay.
The
so
same way some men haven't said the things that you say. So by generalizing each gender to something that one person says, it's actively making it so that nothing can be solved. I don't agree with some feminist standpoints. I don't agree with some other standpoints of women, but I'm not generalizing what they're all saying in the same way that you are right now.
the world operates on generalities, and to dismiss that is low IQ.
This is the classic escape hatch for every feminist when the facts aren't in their favor. Anytime your only counter-argument is, some exceptions exist, you've already lost. That's disingenuous. Dating trends? Generalization. Mate preferences? Generalization. Campus hookup data? Generalization. Funny how generalizing suddenly becomes a problem only when it reflects women's behavior. Yet the entire conversation started with her generalizing men as shallow, oppressive, and emotionally incompetent. Hypocrisy level, maximum.
Like, the world operates on generalities. Like, that's just how it goes. Like, we can go ahead and go into specific people or exceptions to the rule or whatever, but that's low IQ. The reality is that women have certain things that they look for in a man, and a man has certain things that he looks for in a woman. When a woman builds up her career and earns money and status, these are not things that men really care about, okay, at all. And I would argue the more money and status we acquire, the less we care about a woman getting that. So, like, you know, if you want to go ahead and pursue, like, I'll give you an example.
Why does it have to be that you care about it, though? Why can't you love a woman and then her like having ambition? Why does it have to be that you like a woman because she has ambition or vice versa? Why do they have to? Why can't they just coexist?
That statement precisely identifies the problem. Women don't give a about what men want. Thank you for proving my point.
What?
You just said, why should it be that way? Let me rephrase what you just
Okay.
said back, and womanese to you. Men, right, have to understand what women want to get attention from women and or have sexual access. Women, on the other hand, don't have to know or understand men to get attention from men. And I would take it a step further. Not only do you guys not have to do it, you guys don't want to do it because you know that men are going to come to you no matter what. So when women go ahead and pursue a career and make money and those other stuff, it doesn't benefit us, but you guys like, I don't care what you want. I'm going to do what I want to do, and then you need to accept me anyway. That's the same logic as if I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to be a hobo. I'm going to be fat. I'm going to be a loser. I'm not going to be charming, and you want me anyway. That doesn't work. So effectively, like you guys make fun of incels, like, ho, you get no. A lot of you guys are femcells. You're not going to get into a relationship because you guys don't do what's required or care about becoming attractive to a male partner.
You said
That's what I mean.
And I don't want to take their time, but you said women are going to not do to get in a relationship, but then you just said that women can do whatever or lack thereof and men will come to them. So I don't understand, like you're just completely contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not.
With those two sentences.
No,
You
I'm
are.
not. Okay, women, right, get a lot of sexual access by existing, right?
Right.
However,
That's something you're saying. I'm not agreeing with that.
that's
Okay.
no matter what.
See, this is pure selective denial. She outright rejects an obvious truth simply because it doesn't fit her narrative. Notice how she initially agreed with Myron, then immediately backpedaled, trying to wiggle out of it. There's no denying what's plainly observable, yet she refuses to acknowledge it. That's bad faith debate at its finest. Agree in the moment, then retreat when the implication makes you uncomfortable. And when she questions why men should care about ambition or status, she exposes the central problem I talked about earlier. Women assume they get to decide what men should find attractive. They want attraction to operate on their ideals, their sense of fairness, and what they think men ought to value, rather than what men actually do value. This is why so many women build careers, earn degrees, and chase ambitions, thinking it automatically makes them appealing to men, while ignoring the traits men truly select for. The funny part is when she thinks she's caught Myron in a contradiction. Of course women can behave however they want and men will still pursue them. But that pursuit is often just for sex, not commitment, respect, or investment in a long-term relationship. She naively assumes male pursuit equals long-term commitment or marriage, which is exactly why so many women misread the sexual marketplace and have their priorities backwards.
No matter what you do, whether you're, fat and annoying or rude or whatever, or you're a boss babe, you're going to get a man, right? Now, here's the difference. The problem is that most women can't get a guy to lock them down. Why is that? The reason why a lot of women can't get a guy to lock them down is because most women simply don't care about what men want. So since they have this mentality of take me as I come, they don't feel the incentive to improve and be a better girlfriend and or wife eventually, and they think the guy should accept them how they come, aka they're career mindset, their attitude, whatever it is. So this is why so many Western women have a hard time with getting a guy, because it's either A, the guy's not attractive enough for them, right? Or B, he is attractive enough for them, but that guy doesn't want to commit to her because he has options, because he's put himself in a position where other women want him. So if you take a guy that's very attractive, right, and has options, who do you think he's going to go for? The 29-year-old businesswoman that's a lawyer that has her own practice, or the 19-year-old or the 20-year-old that is hot, submissive, and not career-oriented? Who do you think he's going to take?
I don't know.
That's the problem. The fact that you don't know is precisely the issue why I do my show.
I don't know, because every guy is different and every person is different.
Okay.
I don't know. This is going in circles.
No, but see,
It's funny how she talks about the conversation going in circles when she's the one being completely disingenuous, either refusing to answer questions or answering dishonestly. She demands men understand women, yet she can't articulate what men want. Not personally, not statistically, not biologically, not socially. She wants perfect symmetry between the sexes, but magically, responsibility and self-awareness don't apply to women. Meanwhile, Myron just laid it out. Most women can't lock a guy down, not because men are deficient, but because women refuse to care about what men actually want. Supply and demand. It's that simple. And she still pretends it's a mystery.
no.
Okay.
See how you don't know? But if I lined up any guy here and I asked them, hey, what do you want? They're all going to know what women want, but you don't know what men want. And
Right, but you're
that's
just
what I'm trying to say.
generalizing. You're just completely generalizing.
Men are simple.
Okay, that's all I was wondering is, why do you think women feel now that there's modern women and feel like they don't care about what men want? And it's because men have created that system. That is the only thing that the first question I asked, it's gone in circles. Thank you for talking. I think what you're doing here is great.
Thank you.
Have
I
a good rest of
appreciate
your
it.
night.
Yeah, no worries. I think that conversation revealed a lot, guys. Look, I told you guys before, I'll say it again. Like, women don't give a about what we want, and I think that kind of proves that.
Hell no, they don't. Yeah,
Like, you know, it's, I'm going to do what I want to do, and you need to accept me how I come. But, like, you know, with us, we must understand women and, like, be attractive to get them in the first place. And that's modern women for you guys. Like, this is why I tell y'all, you got to make money, you got to level up, etc. Because, as you guys can see, they don't give a what you guys want. It's, I'm going to do what I want to do, and then I'm going to find my Prince Charming no matter what.
And that's the reality Myron's been spelling out. Modern women don't care what men want. They do their own thing, expect men to accept them as is, and still act shocked when things don't go their way. That's just the sexual marketplace in action. If you're seeing the truth here, hit that like button, drop a comment with your take, and subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Don't miss the next one.